everybody. So first of all, I wanted to apologize for having such a gap between these videos. I've been rather sick lately, so that and just being busy with work and everything has prevented me from keeping up with the schedule. So I'm going to try to catch up here. Way back when I did the first one, I talked about sticking with this idea of dissonant duality within the gods. And the first god I did was Apollo, and this next god that I'm going to do is Artemis. And the reason that I'm going to do Artemis next is because she is the duality of her twin brother. And what I mean by that is that they share opposite yet congruent qualities. For example, Apollo being the god of the sun and Artemis being the goddess of the moon. They share some similar qualities, like both of them are archers, both of them are hunters, but Artemis is the one who's the goddess of the hunt. Not her brother. Besides that, obviously they have the same parents, which would be Zeus and Leto, and so I already explained the story of their birth. But there were some things about Artemis that are unique to her. The first of which being that she is a virgin goddess, and she actually went to Zeus and asked for eternal purity. She didn't find sex to be important to her at all. And because of that, she's known kind of as like the iconic liberated woman of the goddesses, because she didn't feel that she needed a man to be all that she could be. She was not the wife and mother that many other goddesses were. She was powerful in her own right. And so separating herself from the roles that most people see women in, and taking on the roles of huntress and protectress and things like that, gives her a different aspect of what it is to be a woman. And I think that's very important to who she is as a goddess. I mentioned that she's a moon goddess and a huntress. She's also a protector of children, even though she's not a mother, and a protectress of animals in the wilderness. I also think for that reason she's associated with fairies, because we associate fairies with like forests and the wilderness and things like that. But there's not a lot of lore on that, so I just think that's my personal self. A little bit of legend for her in this idea of eternal purity. One time there was a hunter that came up and saw her bathing in a pond in the wilderness, and was gawking at her beauty basically, and she was angered by this and turned him into a stag, and then his own dogs hunted him down and killed him. So she took this idea of purity seriously, and someone seeing her as a sexual object she didn't quite agree with. And so this whole idea of like the sexualization and the kind of materialization of woman as this material object that men can hold on to was fought by this goddess. And I think that's very important, especially in Greek culture where women were basically treated as property, that there was a goddess like this that existed that showed that women were able to be liberated in some sense. Now, for us, the month of March is the month that we've designated for Artemis. I realize this isn't by any means traditional, but like I said, I'm not a traditionalist, neither is Chris, and we basically set up our schedule together. The big festival for her would be the spring equinox, although we have this festival set up for her all through the month of March. And we also celebrate every full moon to Artemis. We just got a really awesome full moon, so anybody who got a chance to see that was really cool. I was hoping to do this video then, but once again, I've been sick, so I apologize for that. But anyway, there's a lot of things and ways that you can connect with Artemis. Just doing a drawing down the moon ritual, I think, is one way that you connect with her. And just in capturing the energy of the moon, doing meditations out in the forest is a great idea, and things like that. And, there's a lot of ways that you can need the protection of Artemis. If, for example, you have small children or you're pregnant, you might want to call on Artemis to be a protector of that child. Or if you feel like you're oppressed as a woman in like a male-dominated society, for example, you're a predominantly male workforce and you feel like you're a little bit underprotected there or something like that, you may want to call on Artemis and her power to help you with that, because she is the empowered woman liberated from the need for male attention. So anyway, I think that she's a really interesting goddess for those reasons. And if anybody has any questions, I feel free to give you my perspective on the goddess. But once again, that's my perspective, and other people may have their own perspectives. So, blessed be.